Good afternoon, everybody. Hopefully, everybody got a chance to go back and have a look at yesterday's video if you weren't joining in live, and I hope you got some sort of use out of it, and I hope that you're going to get some more use out of today's one as well. As with yesterday, as well as giving away this free course to everybody, I also want to give you some more free stuff. So get onto my website. It is oneladmusic.com/top10tips download. I prepared a free guide to give you some motivation, do something that you always wanted to do, and learn a new skill and all that kind of jazz. oneladmusic.com/top10tips download. And there's also some other free stuff up there. But let's get kicking things off for today. Yesterday, we learned how to tune the guitar using a guitar tuner. There was also apps and stuff. You can get loads of that on my YouTube channel as well. And we also learned a song by Metallica, which only needed the one hand. This one. Didn't even need this one. This one could sit in the pocket and do nothing. So today we're going to learn how to play some chords. Now, chords are very, very simple. Chords is the name given to playing more than one note at the same time. And that is all there is to it. We're going to start off with what is more than likely the easiest chord to begin with, and that is E minor. Now, a full E minor is this. You get your first finger and you put it on the second fret of the A string. So that is the second one down as you're looking at it. Then you get your middle finger and you put it on the second fret of the D string, which is directly underneath that. So you should have this sort of a shape. Let me get my hand into frame. There we go. Like, there it is. There we go. Okay? So that's how that works. And you simply strum all the chords. That sounds like a chord, doesn't it? Like I said yesterday, that's the chord that is based around Nothing Else Matters. It's as simple as that. Now, that might be a little bit awkward for some people. So what we're going to do today is we're going to learn the simplified version of it. Now, I don't usually teach simplified chords because I used to think that if you were going to learn half the chord, you'd be as well learning all of the chord. However, in recent times, I've discovered that maybe starting off on the half chords is playing a half chord is probably better than playing no chord at all. So it's a really, really good introduction and a kind of a lead into playing the full chords and playing everything else and just getting stuff done. So let's have a look at the simplified version. So the full version is this with two fingers. And you strum all the strings. The simplified version requires you to only use one finger, which is your middle finger, finger number 2, going this way, 1, 2, 3, 4. So finger number 2, and you put your second finger on the second fret of the D string, which is the third one from the top, or the fourth one from the bottom. 1, 2, 3, 4, whatever way you want to look at that. You put it on the second fret. As I explained yesterday, these metal things going that way vertically, took me ages to arrive on the word vertically yesterday, vertically on the neck, the part that you put your hand on, they are called frets. You fret a note by placing it not on the fret, but just sort of behind it. Okay, so I hope that comes across clearly enough that you can see that. So just behind us. This is what it sounds like if you fret on the fret. It's a bit choked and there's nothing really to it. Whereas if you put it just behind the fret, rings out an awful lot better. An awful lot better. So, E minor, simplified E minor chord. Second fret with your second finger on the D string. And you play these 4 strings. You basically play all the strings bar these 2. Leave these 2 out entirely. It still has the same flavor as the full E minor chord. And for all intents and purposes, it is exactly the same chord. So you're good to go. So that is your first chord. Now we need to learn a second chord. Second chord is G major. Now, I'll explain what major and minor is in a second, but the first one is E minor, like that. The way you go to the next chord, G major, is you get your third finger and you put it on the third fret of the high E string. So it is the last string as you're looking down. Now, technically, it's the first string, but we'll not get into that just now. It is the high E string or the thinnest string. And you play... you exclude this string, this one, and this one. So the top 3 as you're looking at, and you play the bottom three. Okay? And that is the simplified version of G major. The full version is this. Okay? Sounds lovely. It's quite AC/DC like. Yeah? The simplified version is just you use your third finger, you put it on the third fret of the high E string and play the high E and the two strings above it. So same as the E minor one. It's got the same sort of flavor, and for all intents and purposes is exactly the same chord. It's just a little bit easier because it's just one finger that you're having to use. Okay, so E minor with your second finger to G. Sounds like something, doesn't it? Okay, so hopefully a couple of you are able to follow along with that. As before, all the content that we're doing today will be available for free on my website at onelabmusic.com. You've got your two chords. You've got E minor and you've got G. Okay, now that's all well and good, but what are you going to play along to? Well, what we use for chords is something called a strumming pattern, and it is exactly as it says on the tin. It is a set of instructions and directions as to whereabouts in the song you should put your chord. Might sound a little bit confusing, but think about it this way. This is kind of getting into a little bit of theory. But if you think about your favorite song, and if you think about how you would tap your foot along to the song, so you'd be playing away. Hopefully you're able to hear through this. I've got a little tapper here at my foot. That's what's called the beat. Okay. Usually, most popular songs, they're going to be in what's called 4/4 time, which means that you tap your beat or tap your foot 4 times, and then the next bar starts. A bar is just a point of reference in the music. It's a little package of music. So you tap your foot like this: 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And on every sort of second beat, you're tapping your foot, and that's you tapping along and getting into the rhythm and locking into the beat of that song. Okay? So, as you'll see on the downloadable content for today, I have made a little box that has the numbers 1, 2, 3, and 4. There's 2 boxes, in fact. And both of them have 1, 2, 3, and 4. Now, in the first box, 1 is in black and it's underlined. And then 2, 3, and 4 are kind of grayed out a little bit, and they're not anywhere near as noticeable. That is the strumming pattern that we're going to follow for just this one. And it means that you strum on every time you would count 1. Okay, so as you're tapping along your foot, you might go 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And on every time you count 1, that's where you strum. For example, we're going to start off with our E minor, so just a quick reminder. Second fret on the D string with your middle finger. This one here. So we're going to strum the strings that are underneath that note and not above it. So every time I count 1, I'm going to strum the chord. Okay? So I'm going to give myself a count of 4 to count myself in. Okay? So we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and again 1, 2, 3, 4. Simple as that. That is how you follow that particular strumming pattern. Now what we're going to do is we're going to do it with the G chord. So remember, G is the 3rd fret on the high E string using your 3rd finger, and you strum the 2 strings that are above it and exclude. So 1, 2, and 3, and you exclude these 3, the 3 thicker strings. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Easy as that. Now we're going to put the 2 chords together, because 1 chord by itself doesn't really make an awful lot of sense. It doesn't sound the best. It sounds much, much better when you put it into the context of a song. We'll start off with E minor, and then we're going to go down to G. So we're going to play E minor, 2, 3, 4, G, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so little tapper on the go. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3. Back up to E minor. 2, and then down to G. 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4. How easy is that? And that is what we call a strumming pattern. Now, usually as guitar students progress, I don't really like to. I don't really like anyone to get stuck and like pigeonholed into one particular strumming pattern, because I believe that your strumming patterns is kind of an extension of yourself and of your own personality and how you play a song and how you present yourself to an audience or whatever you want to call it. That being said, as a beginner, a strumming pattern gives you a brilliant point of reference and some sort of like accountability, in that you have to make sure that you're getting in on that one, regardless of whether you formed the chord or not. If you form the chord, well and good. If you've not, it means you still need to get in on that one count as it comes around. All right. So I think what we'll do is I think we will leave it there for today, and tomorrow I'm going to show you how to do another strumming pattern, and we might even throw in another chord. Thank you very much for everybody that joined in. Please, by all means, share this far and wide. Invite people to it. Let people know that this is happening. This is free for everyone forever, as my way of saying thanks for everyone that supported the business and so on and so forth since I started back in April. It's been absolutely fantastic. Once again, download all my free stuff. My free guide on my website is onelabmusic.com/top 10 tips download. That is my free guide on how to kickstart your music career. Also, download all today's material at onelabmusic.com/guitar hit. The full course will be uploaded as each day goes by. It'll be free for everybody forever. Folks, I'm going to see you all tomorrow again at 12 o'clock. Thank you very, very much for joining in. Check out my website, and I'll see you tomorrow, okay? Cheers, lads. Bye-bye.